Nityanandeshwara-samarambam Nityanandeshwari-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV, two-way video conferencing, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I'll continue to expand on the sacred secret science of third eye and clear lot of stupidities, wrong understandings, ignorance. And please understand, ignorance is at least tolerable. Ignorance coupled with arrogance, abusive nature is not tolerable. Lot of ignorance coupled with arrogance, about this sacred secret science of third eye is going all over the internet, Facebook, YouTube, social media and whatnot. First of all, I wanted to clear some of the wrong ideas. Somebody asked me, the sacred secret science of third eye which you are revealing to the world experientially, is it mysticism or occultism? Please understand the question. The question is, somebody is asking me, the sacred secret science which you are revealing about the third eye experientially to all of us, is it mysticism or occultism? First of all, I want to give you the definition of mysticism, occultism. Wikipedia says mysticism is popularly known as becoming one with God or the absolute, but may refer to any kind of ecstasy or altered state of consciousness which is given a religious or spiritual meaning. It may also refer to the attainment of insight in ultimate or hidden truths and to human transformation supported by various practices and experiences. This is what Wikipedia says about mysticism. The Oxford Dictionary meaning of the word mysticism is belief that union with or absorption into the deity or the absolute or the spiritual apprehension of knowledge inaccessible to the intellect may be attained through contemplation and self-surrender. And about occult, Oxford Dictionary's definition of occult: mystical, supernatural or magical powers, practices or phenomena, a secret society to study alchemy and the occult, involving or relating to mystical, supernatural or magical powers, practices or phenomena. And Webster's definition of occultism: matters regarded as involving the action or influence of supernatural or supernormal powers or some secret knowledge of them. Now listen. I am making it very clear. The sacred secret signs I am revealing about the third eye experientially to the whole universe is neither mysticism nor occultism. First of all, I wanted to make it very clear. Mysticism and occultism, even those very words and the scope of those words, definition of those words, are handicapped, mentally retarded version of the word Shakti and Siddhi. Listen. What I am revealing as the sacred secret signs of third eye is neither mysticism nor occultism. It does not come under any of these definitions. It is a very clear sacred secret signs of Shaktis described directly by Sadashiva, the Adi Guru, the ultimate source, in Agamas, very elaborately, eloquently, without any ambiguity, without any doubt, step by step, science, applied science, technology, the whole thing is clearly presented in Agamas. All I request everyone out there, please, for the sake of Sadashiva, read Agamas. Understand, I wanted to be very clear. The word God itself does not translate Sadashiva. Please listen. What Vedas describe as Brahman, Agamas describe as Sadashiva, is not what English word God means. God means generator, operator, destroyer, three. Very clearly Agama says Sadashiva does Panchakritya, not three. Panchakritya means creation, protection, destruction, delusion, liberation. Srishti, Sthiti, Vinasha, Trodana, Anugraha. Even the word Srishti is not equivalent to creation. Even the word Sthiti is not equivalent to operation. Even the word Vinasha is not equivalent to destruction. Even that is a mentally retarded, handicapped version. The word God is not equivalent to Sadashiva. The very scope. West does not understand something called delusion and liberation. It understands only creation, operation and destruction. What they understand from their scope, they created their God. Understand what they could grasp, based on that they created their concept of God. What we experienced, from that we expressed Brahman and Sadashiva. So the Brahman in Vedas, Sadashiva in Agamas is not described, presented properly by the word God. I am first making this statement clear. So, the moment I have discarded even the word God, where is the question of getting absorbed into that God? Understand, supernatural, paranormal, magical, all these words no way relates with what Agama describes, Upanishad describes as Shaktis. Nothing is supernatural for us. Nature itself is super, or super is nature. Please understand, in Agama, there is nothing called natural and supernatural. For example, an ordinary kid may not know how to do surgery, but when he grows and gets into medical school and learns, he performs surgery. That does not mean you call the ordinary kid as natural and the doctor kid as a supernatural. No. When there is a clear science, there is nothing called natural, supernatural. Understand? Sadashiva is very clear. He programmed all of us with his own inner space. In this human frame, you can manifest easily, simply by realizing your oneness with Sadashiva. Around 460 Shaktis. Listen. These Shaktis are neither supernatural nor magical or paranormal or alchemy based or occult or mystical. These are very clearly the sacred science of manifesting your original state of Sadashivatva. Somebody says it is difficult, somebody says it is easy. I say it is neither difficult nor easy. It is simple reality. For reality, you can't even use the word easy. Understand, if this coffee is there in the kitchen, getting it and putting it in the mouth is difficult. If it is there just next to me in the table, getting it and putting it in the mouth is easy. But the coffee is already sitting in the mouth. Is it difficult or easy? It's simple reality. The coffee which is already in the mouth, for that you can't even use the word difficult or easy. It's reality. So understand, the science I am revealing is neither mystical nor occult. It is sacred, secret science of Shaktis. For the Sadashiva's sake, please read Agama before teaching to the world. Lot of people go on abusing the Hindu tradition, by trying to equate Siddhi to occult, Shakti to mysticism. Please listen. First of all, God itself cannot be equated to Sadashiva. How can you equate any of these other words, mysticism, occultism, all that, to the great Vedic Agamic tradition? First thing, people who don't understand something called delusion and liberation, they can only see the superficial creation, operation and destruction. Please understand, creation and operation and destruction is the superficial dimensions of the universe. You don't even know the deeper dimensions of the universe. Because you know only these three superficial, you call somebody who does these three as God. And then you go on building your whole theory on getting absorbed into the God. Is mysticism? For the sake of Sadashiva, I declare I don't want to get absorbed into God. I don't want to do anything with God. I want everything to do with only with Sadashiva. And I am categorically declaring God is not equivalent word for Sadashiva. Now the next, somebody was asking me, Swamiji, in those days we did not have a cell phone, iPad, internet. So we needed to develop all the extraordinary powers, Shakti, so that through third eye we can send message, receive information. Nowadays we have all these equipments. What is the use of third eye, extraordinary powers and everything? We can talk through cell phone itself, show through video itself. Fool, stupid. What a third-rate logic. Listen. All the equipments you have already developed, technology you have already developed and going to develop, will always be able to communicate, transmit only the informations of this waking state, which is already deluded and less informed. But the powers of third eye, when you see through third eye, you transmit, send, receive exact reality. Okay, Facebook is there. How many fellows chatting and building a relationship only when they see each other? One is 72, one is 32. Profile picture is not real picture. Cell phone, Facebook, any technology developed can only transmit, relate the informations of this waking state. Waking state itself is less informed and misinformed. Third eye may do the job of cell phone and video call, but it is not limited to that purpose. This shows very clearly the fellows who are creating this kind of a stupid logic, stupid logic. No, it was one of the very serious discussion. If I am there, you are here, in those days, you coming here, me going there will be very difficult. So you may need to develop the power to communicate remotely. Nowadays the cell phone has come. We don't need all these. We don't need to develop all these. It will all be redundant, irrelevant. Understand, all the technology you developed can be used only the facts and off facts in various levels. Like you yourself don't communicate completely, or you yourself don't know completely. All this misinformed, less informed level only, the transactions can happen with all the modern technology and gadgets. Third eye is not all about what is generated, operated, destroyed. It is all about what is delusion and liberation. Understand, all the gadgets operate in the realm of God, generated, operated, destroyed. Third eye operates in the realm of Sadashiva, what is deluded and liberated. Understand. God is not equivalent to Sadashiva. Occultism is not equivalent to Siddhi. Mysticism is not equivalent to Shakti. Sad gurus are not equivalent to Nithyananda. Let us stop this civilizational clash. Let us stop this civilizational clash. I wanted to tell all my disciples and followers, do not worry. You are properly guided directly by the original scriptures. Understand, there will always be confusions and fights. What they say is right or what I say is right. Then what is the scale to measure? Naturally, the earliest revelations, Vedas and Agamas, the most authentic, most sacred, most powerful, most complete compilation and revelations. Compilations of revelations. Let's go there. Why waste our time here? God is not equivalent to Sadashiva, because the very even conceptual level explanation Vedas and Agamas provide is Sadashiva does Panchakritya, creation, Srishti, Sthiti, Vinasha, Trobhava, Anugraha, all these five also, only through the Vyakta component of him, not the Avyakta component of him. There is a manifest component of him that does all these five. There is an unmanifest component of him which is not described. So, God is not equivalent word for Sadashiva. For Sadashiva's sake, I request all the great Hindu leaders not to use the word God to equate Brahman or Sadashiva. In Upanishad, what is described as Brahman, in Agamas, what is described as Sadashiva, please do not translate as God. It is not even a rough equivalent word. For the sake of Sadashiva, read little Sanskrit, read little Agama before commenting on the great Vedic Agamic traditions. I wanted to reassure all my disciples and followers, be very clear. Whatever you are practicing, you are being taught is verified, re-verified by Apta Pramana, the ancient, great, authentic, time-tested, foolproof compilation of revelations of the great gurus from Adi Guru Sadashiva and all his direct disciples and followers and descendants like Saptarishis, like all these great beings, compilations of their revelations. That is what I call Apta Pramana. It is directly verified thoroughly by Apta Pramana. Every line you are taught, every technique you are taught, the original verse is available in Apta Pramana. That's first. Second, Atma Pramana. I myself experienced it, realized it. Third, whatever I heard from my gurus, whatever I learned from them, even all those things I thoroughly did acid wash with Shastra Pramana again. So, my own Apta Pramana, my guru's words, my own experience, my Atma Pramana, and Shastra Pramana, the great compilations of the sacred revelations by the great masters, with all these verifications and quality control passed. Only after that it is presented to all of you as Sakshi Pramana, the authentic experiential science. I tell you, this sacred secret science which I am revealing so authentically is making many shiver. And do 1, 2, 3 in jeans. All of you listen. Do not ever compare the word mysticism or occultism to the great Vedic Agamic science of Shaktis and Siddhis. The very foundation is different in Vedic Agamic tradition. As I said, the foundation of any religious tradition is God. The very concept of God, the experience of God, depth of understanding of God, and the experience and expression of God is totally different in Vedic Agamic tradition. So, the Brahman of Vedas should not be translated as absolute. Sadashiva of Agamas should not be translated as God. More than generating, operating, destroying, the dimension of putting in delusion and liberation need to be understood. That forms the core basis, understanding about universe, life. The clash between the people who talk in the language of mysticism, occultism, and the people who talk in the language of Shakti and Siddhis is the civilizational clash. It is not individuals clash. It is not you and me. It is mine and yours. It is not you and me. It is mine and yours. It is between my civilization and your adopted civilization. Fortunately, I have roots in my civilization. Unfortunately, you have only adopted the civilization for which you are standing. I have a lot more to say about it in further satsangs. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.